Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to elaborate a little bit on my last video and explain something that frustrated me. So I'll jump right in. I wrote down everything that I wanted to say. I had some notes, kind of put all of it together, and had a little bit of a script. So I was excited to kind of read it out and not memorize it, but think about it and learn it, and then bring it to the camera. But I got a little nervous, and I wanted to make sure it was just right. So I put it in a chat GPT and it came back, and there were some changes that I was like, okay, great, this is important, this is useful. But then I just stuck with it, and I was reading it, trying to like memorize it a little bit. Uh, and I watched the video back and I said, wow, that there are moments that sound so fake, so AI. And I was just frustrated because then this is the last day of January. Then I started listening or noticing in podcasts and videos how many sounded fake or super AI scripted. Um, and actually, LinkedIn, I don't know, somebody had a super funny post on a response or people how people respond on LinkedIn, and it's just unfortunately I think not genuine. So I'm gonna try to work past that. I'm gonna try to move past that. I don't want to memorize. I have some notes, and this is about as much as I want to do. I don't want to read anything off either if I can help it. There will be moments where I need to, because obviously I'm not perfect, and especially if it's something like super complex, I'll have to kind of specify. But right now, I just want to be basic. I want to make sure all the information I'm giving you is basic, because as an elite athlete, you do not need to be wasting your time listening to anything but what's important. So back to it. The timestamp 2:48. Yeah, 2:48. I talked about two things that might need some clarification. In the same breath, I talked about time on your phone and time with friends, and I was talking about wasting time. A few seconds before that, I was talking about why are you spending your time on blah XYZ. The reality is time on your phone, probably, I'm not going to say never, but way less time with your phone than your friends, I hope. That would be nice. But time on your phone, scrolling on your phone. The most important thing is poor sleep. We talked about it last time a little bit. Guys, sleep. Stop being on your phone. Studies talk about like an hour before you go to bed, no screen time. But we all kind of know that the more time you can spend without screens before bed, the better. The better for your sleep, core, deep, and REM, all of it. Like the faster you fall asleep, the longer you stay asleep, everything. So that's very, very important. Another factor would be the emotional control. There are a bunch of studies with kids, um, but really it's applicable to everybody. So it doesn't matter if you can still make the right decision or still react appropriately. That time having to think about how to react is a problem. Because if you're on the field or the court or the diamond or wherever you may be, seconds matter. I mean, in every sport, seconds matter, inches matter. So it's really important to not have to think about how to react. And unfortunately, with your phone, because of the way it rewires your brain, you will be maybe susceptible to having to consider how to react. And then the last thing, attention. That's huge, especially if you're on TikTok or Instagram or Shorts or whatever. If you're just scrolling, boom, 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 your focus and your attention is just draining. You're kind of like training your brain, and the problem with not being able to be attentive when you have coaches telling you what to do, when you have scouting reports, when you're watching film, you're doing analysis, whatever it may be, or even in the classroom, you're trying to learn something, you're not picking it up, and you're failing class, you're ineligible. But on the field, just as an athlete, you are not learning what you should be learning because you're not being attentive and you're not focused. And it's focused attention is the most important part, and that's what we need to figure out. And that's what you need, how you need to learn in practice and from games and from even just reflections without without that attention, you're not going to learn as efficiently or at all, maybe, right? So the phone, unfortunately, is keeping you from that. Now, I talked about friends, and it sounded like a bad thing. There are some negatives, obviously, with your friends. If you are staying up too late, poor sleep. We talk about that all the time. But most importantly, it is nice to have a group of friends, especially if they have the same goals. If they're your teammates, amazing. You got communication skills, you got confidence. Even if you're joking around, picking on each other, it's fun. It's a good environment. You have that sense of belonging, which is very important. And then really just stress relief. Yeah, I mean, you can always get a breath of fresh air from friends, or hopefully, if you can't, find some new friends. Again, the negatives, yes, sleeping too late, but definitely negatives if they're doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, drinking, smoking, eating way too much candy or dessert or whatever, not doing what they should be doing, because we are generally, and this is like a cliche you hear it all the time, you are a culmination of your 5 closest friends or people or whatever. That is, for the most part, pretty accurate, and you have to understand that. So if you hang around the wrong people, you're going to, even if you don't make the decision right away or make all the bad decisions that they're making, you're still not giving yourself the best chance to succeed. You want folks that are getting up early and working out, or making sure they don't miss the gym, they don't miss the workout, they don't miss the session, they learn, they're focused, they're on time, they're doing what they should be to be a better athlete. So that's what you need to be doing if you want to be an elite athlete. So let's work on that together. Let's not forget it. I know it's hard. Go to bed, get some rest, eat, sleep, train, recover, be with friends when it matters. Have that balance. Find the balance. Find what works for you. And I'm excited to see where it goes.